Freddy's back again. How do you stop this guy? I'm in Salad and I saw Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. It is directed by Chuck Russell, written by Wes Craven and Bruce Wagner. And if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts with following Kristen. It's been a year since the last movie, and she dreams of Freddy Krueger again. But Freddy Krueger gets her on the wrist, so when she wakes up, it looks like she cut her own wrists. And so she goes to a psychiatric hospital. And this is where the rest of the movie takes place. We're dealing with a group of teens who have all seen Freddy in one capacity or another. But they're there for different reasons, whether it's suicide attempts, or it's just drug use, or just being too edgy for their parents, all that fun jazz. And they're in like group circle together. What's interesting, one of the nurses, she's the newest nurse, she's like, yeah, I understand your struggle. He's real. Freddy Krueger's real. Whereas the rest of the staff don't believe them at all, including this one really stuck-up old lady who refuses to believe that Freddy Krueger exists. And so when everyone's like, no, please don't sedate me, you know, they're trying not to sleep because Freddy Krueger is there. What I like about this movie is it introduces dream powers, which is interesting. There's one chick who can bring other chicks into their dreams and fight Freddy Krueger, which is pretty cool. And then there's another one who can transfer some powers to other people while in dreams. What's interesting about this explanation of the dream powers, though, the chick who can do it, she's like, yeah, I've been able to do it since I was a kid, but I can't control it. So how are you able to control bringing the other teenagers into your dreams if you can't control it? That part is like, I don't see a training sequence on using this ability and trying to hone that ability and being able to use it consistently. It's not shown. It's explained that she's not able to use it consistently, and then she uses it consistently throughout the rest of the movie. So I was like, this is a whatever explanation. I'm not buying it. I think one by one, some staff members starts to believe in Freddy Krueger, but they're like, oh, it must be some group psychosis. I'm like, bro, group psychoses don't exist unless they're produced by some outside force, like the news or something. You know, like, what do you think is going on that these teenagers all saw the same news source or same outside influence and were like, oh my goodness, we're all seeing the same thing. Ah. No, it's more likely that they are seeing something, in fact, in reality than, you know, something that they picked up off the news or something. I don't know where this chick got group psychosis from, but it's just an excuse to have her not accept their explanation at all. One by one, they start learning their powers. One of the guys, who's a sleepwalker, he goes and takes a dive off of a building and lands flat on the concrete, and his body is blown up. You know, as you do if you hit the concrete. Man, if only he was able to slow himself down before hitting the ground. Because you can take free falls. It's just about the impact on your body. Once you go, you know, if it's like over a G or something, you go, it's all that fun jazz. You know, you understand physics. And so I like just seeing the teenagers work together behind the staff's back, because none of the staff believes them, and I'm just like, dang it. How are they going to defeat Freddy Krueger this time? Freddy Krueger, in like the part of his third act, he stabs one of the nurse chicks in the stomach. He starts stabbing everyone, trying to do destruction. Chick is able to stab him back with his own claws, and that, quote, kills him, but it doesn't actually, because there's another Freddy Krueger movie after this, and it's also revealed at the end that he's in the house. What's interesting is that there is this house, Kristen chick, she makes at the beginning of the movie out of these popsicle sticks, and that's where she's transported in this movie. Oftentimes is at this popsicle stick house. So if she didn't make that house, would she be transported to the dream realm to fight with Freddy Krueger? I have a lot of questions. Also, I have a question of why does Freddy Krueger not die? I mean, the dream space is his domain. Why didn't he die last movie? He was brought out of dream space and executed there, so why is he still alive? I don't know, the movie doesn't really explain. My assumption has to be that Freddy Krueger, after he's stabbed or defeated in some way, that he regenerates, and it takes him about a year to regenerate before he starts haunting these teenagers again. Also, similarity between all these teenagers, they were on the Elm Street where Freddy Krueger was in the first movie. And they're all like descendants or something, but it's been like a couple of years. I don't know. The last movie happened a year before this movie. How long was it in the original movie to the second movie? Because they're all descendants of the people who fought Freddy Krueger. And does Freddy Krueger go after everybody who's a descendant of these people who lived on Elm Street? Why does Freddy Krueger have such a vengeance towards these guys? What did they ever do to Freddy Krueger, dude? I don't understand. Anyway, this is a fun movie to watch. I like Nightmare on Elm Street. I like the dream power thing, although it's not consistent. And even though you're going to say, oh, it's not consistent power, you're going to use it consistently? All right, thanks, movie. Yeah, there's some problems with this movie that I explained, but overall it's a fun horror fest. I like Freddy Krueger, and I also like the change of setting, which is a psychiatric hospital, so they have less freedom than they would just sitting at home. And so they have to work under the restrictions that they have. And we got all these staff members trying to sedate them, which is against their best interest, which is pretty cool. They're all just oblivious, all these staff members are just oblivious to what's happening and think that the thing that happened with the sleepwalker, him just taking a dive, they're like, oh, that's unfortunate. It's like, no, bro, that's Freddy Krueger, man. That's his influence. And so I gotta give this movie, it's a fun one. I gotta give it a solid 6.66 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform really likes that. $20 Dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review per 1 month. Go to this link tree to support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. So go here. And until next time, and salad saw. See you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. I'm very sleepy now. Good night. Oh no, it's Freddy Krueger. No, don't get me. No, I'm trying to get away from you, Freddy Krueger. No, don't attack me in my sleep.